AI is completely changing the game for the legal world, right? But with all that power comes some pretty serious risk. So today, we're going to crack open the essential playbook, the one every legal department needs to handle the massive security challenges that come with AI. And look, the speed of this change is just staggering. We're talking about a massive 78% of legal departments already using AI. That's for everything from contract reviews to digging through case law. This isn't some thing of the future. No, it's happening right now, and it's moving at lightning speed. Which, brings us to the one question you have to be asking yourself. With everyone jumping on this so fast, is your firm's most sensitive, most privileged data actually safe? And as we're about to find out the answer, well, it's a lot trickier than you'd think.
All right, so here's our game plan. We're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at this constant push and pull between innovation and security. Then we'll dive right into the specific risks you're up against. And finally, the most important part, we'll lay out a real, actionable playbook to help you protect your firm.
All right, let's dive into our first section. We're calling this AI's double-edged sword. And that's really what it is, right? It's this tricky balancing act between these amazing new efficiencies and a level of security that you just can't compromise on. Ever.
So here's the fundamental conflict, right? On one side, you have the promise. I mean, it's undeniable. AI is a huge force multiplier. It makes everything more efficient. But then there's the other side of the coin, the peril. And the big danger is that security policies just aren't keeping up with how fast everyone is adopting this stuff. It's creating this huge, really dangerous gap.
And that gap, well, that's where the real trouble starts. It creates a whole bunch of very specific risks. And for legal teams, a data breach isn't just about losing money. We're talking about something that could be professionally catastrophic, a total disaster. I mean, look at this list. These are literally the nightmares that keep general counsels tossing and turning all night. Think about it. Accidentally waiving attorney-client privilege? That could sink a case. Breaching confidentiality? That's a core ethical duty down the drain. And this one? Cross-client contamination, where an AI model basically leaks one client's secrets into another's work? Just imagine. And on top of all that, you've got massive regulatory fines breathing down your neck. The stakes? Yeah, they could not be higher. Okay, so how do you even begin to defend against all that? Well, the very first step, your line in the sand, is data classification. Think of it like a pyramid. Not all your data is created equal, right? You absolutely have to have a system to figure out what's your most sensitive stuff. The privileged communications, the secret M&A details right at the top. Because once you know what's what, you can apply the toughest security measures where they're needed the most. All right, enough about the problems. We've laid out the risks. Now let's talk solutions. It's time to open up your AI security playbook. This is all about giving you a clear, step-by-step framework to get ahead of the game, to be proactive instead of just reacting when things go wrong. And this whole playbook, it really boils down to 3 simple but super powerful pillars. Ready? Manage your data, manage your vendors, and manage your people. That's it. It's about getting a grip on your data with good governance, being incredibly strict with your vendor assessments, and building a culture where everyone thinks about security first. If you can nail these 3 things, you've built yourself one heck of a solid foundation. Now, holding this whole framework up is a really critical security idea. It's called zero trust. The principle is actually pretty simple. You trust no one and nothing by default. It's a never trust, always verify mentality. Every single request to access anything has to be checked and approved no matter where it's coming from. When you're dealing with data this sensitive, this is absolutely essential. Okay, let's zoom in on that second pillar, mastering vendor security. Why are we focusing on this? Because let's be honest, bring a third-party AI tool into your system is one of the single biggest risks you're going to take. And you'd be surprised how many firms mess this up. Failing to properly check out your vendors is such a common and critical mistake. Right off the bat, you've got a big decision to make about how you deploy this stuff. Are you going to go on-premise, where you have total control over your data, but it costs a ton and you need serious in-house experts? Or do you go with a cloud-based tool? It's way more scalable and cheaper upfront, but now you're in a shared security situation, which can get complicated. Really understanding this trade-off is step 1 before you even talk to a vendor. And when you do talk to them, you can't be shy. You have to ask the tough, specific questions. And the very first one, the one that's a total deal breaker, is this. How is our data segregated from other clients' data? This is not a nice to have. You need it locked down in a contract that your data will never, ever, ever touch another firm's data.
Next up, you have to grill them on the security of the AI model itself. I mean, think about it. Could a bad actor feed it junk data to mess up the results? It's a technique called data poisoning, and it can totally corrupt the very tool you're relying on. You have to get a clear answer on how they stop that from happening. And last but not least, you need to know what happens when things inevitably go sideways. Don't let them get away with vague answers here. You need specific timelines written into the contract. How many minutes pass before they notify you of a breach? Not days, minutes. Honestly, their answer to that question tells you everything you need to know about how seriously they take your business. Look, at the end of the day, all these promises need to be in black and white as service level agreements, SLAs. Don't settle for anything less than concrete numbers. We're talking a 99.9% uptime guarantee, a 15-minute incident response time, a 4-hour recovery window. These aren't just nice ideas. They have to be non-negotiable, contractual requirements. And that brings us to our third and final pillar, which might just be the most important one: building a security-first culture. Here's the thing. You can have all the best tech, all the fanciest tools in the world, but your people, they are always your most important security control. And let's be real, they can also be your biggest weakness. So what does a real security culture look like? Well, I can tell you what it doesn't look like. It's not that boring 1-hour training video you make everyone watch once a year. No way. A real culture starts at the top, with leaders who actually care and provide the resources. It's about constant training, not a one-and-done deal. Everyone needs to know what they're responsible for. And crucially, security can't feel like an extra chore. It has to be baked right into the way you work, every single day. Okay, I know this can all sound like a lot. A little overwhelming, maybe. But look, a roadmap like this shows you that it's actually a manageable process. You take it in phases. You start with the basics in the first few months, risk assessments, getting policies on paper. Then you move into implementation, then integration, and finally you get into a rhythm of always improving. It's a marathon, not a sprint. You just have to get started. So, let's wrap this up with one final thought. The power of AI to make your firm more efficient? It's absolutely real. It's transformative. But the cost of getting security wrong? I mean, a waived privilege, a huge data breach, a client relationship destroyed forever. That's a price that no firm, absolutely no one, can afford to pay. So the only real question left is, are you prepared?